Alright, hello everybody, welcome to Stick It to the Manga podcast, where every week we talk about new manga. This is your weekly manga podcast, where you talk about manga, we talk about manga, you talk about manga. Everybody talks about manga. I'm hyped up on caffeine, so... that'll be fun for everybody, especially me with my heart palpitations. This week we're talking about Another.
We know last week we said we were going to read Chp.25, but circumstances occurred, so we're reading Another.
Yeah, I read Chp.25 in I think an hour? Maybe 2? And I was just like, alright, this is an interesting manga, but not a lot happened. So we decided to switch to Another, which is a similarly themed manga.
There's no ecchi, don't you lie!
There's no what?
Ecchi.
There isn't any ecchi in this, no. But there wasn't any ecchi in Chp.25 either, really.
Okay.
Let's get to the summary. In a world, there exists a school where the third class of the third year is cursed, where students and their family members will die in horrifying and tragic accidents. Is there a way to stop the tragedy, or are these students doomed to die one after another? Another
one.
The dead one.
DJ Khaled.
We should probably give our disclaimer now.
We're going to start talking about spoilers. If you don't want to talk about spoilers, don't want to hear about spoilers, we suggest that you go read the manga and then come back when you have caught up to us, which is just read the entire thing of Another. It's 25 chapters.
20 chapters, Jake. 20.
Did I say 25?
Yeah.
Technically, it's 21 chapters, because there's a half chapter in there.
20.5.
Yep, 20.5.
And that was honestly the most interesting chapter, was the interlude chapter 9.5.
I was offended about that.
I didn't get the joke.
I want to start us off today.
Do it.
What was everyone's favorite character?
The nurse.
Why?
I don't know.
Because she's cute.
I couldn't find... Yeah, actually, I couldn't find any other character to really like, and I was like, oh, she's cute. Okay, let's just say she's my favorite character. And be done.
Kevin, that's your reason every week, basically.
That's not true.
Kevin.
Usually there's substance. Boob substance.
No.
This time it was blood substance.
Usually I have a reason. Usually.
I don't know. I feel like every time you have a reason, it's kind of standing on thin skin. I don't know why I said thin skin when I meant thin ice.
Okay,
No.
Jake, what's your favorite character and why?
You alright there, Kevin? Kevin? Okay, he's breathing. That's weird, we killed him.
Well, you guys just make me sound like a perv every episode.
You do that all on your own, sweet cheeks.
Kevin, accept your perviness. Let it fester like a sore wound.
Jay, just answer the question. Who's your favorite character? Please.
My favorite character is May. Because she just kind of had the most development out of every character.
Well, yeah, that's originally how I'm I was originally going to go with her too, but I was like, No. That would be too cliche, choosing the main girl.
Who was your favorite character, Gabby?
My favorite character is literally the pet bird because he actually minded his own business and wasn't full of BS.
I thought it was the cage.
Hentai.
Okay, so at the beginning of the manga, I thought Mei was going to be like a ghost because nobody was talking to her.
Yeah, I also thought she was a ghost for a very long time. And then when you finally realize she's not a ghost, you still think the manga's like tricking you because they like upplay her being a ghost for
Like,
so long, I feel like.
yeah, it's like, oh, look at this girl. She's spooky. She's definitely dead. And this guy is like super like crazy and he can see ghosts. And it kind of makes you think like, who else in the class is a ghost? Or is it just
Yeah.
this girl?
Yeah,
Well,
I
I
also
mean,
didn't.
our main character is a ghost.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is, Gabby. They've decided!
No, they decided to ignore him.
That's what they did to me. That's
I
what was
know.
ghosting. So he was ghosted. She was ghosted. They were all ghosted.
Okay. Okay. The aunt is a hottie.
Yeah, she was really pretty.
He's...
Though when the storyline starts actually like explaining that there's a curse, like in more detail beyond, yep, this is not good. Class 3-3. I was like, and when she kept doing her like PTSD shutdowns, I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, like those were really weird. I was like, oh, is this like an effect of like she just doesn't want to talk about it? Like, does she actually have post traumatic stress disorder from like experiencing like the tragedies that happened before?
The thing is, though, everybody forgets the tragedies.
We didn't know that at that point, though.
Also, that plot hole is still very confusing for me because that's never explained, like ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, nope, they forget. I don't know. For me, this is a horror manga, and I realize I don't like horror, but a lot of ways that the storyline was built up, it was built up for far too long. So, like, the climax of the story fell really short for me. I don't know if you guys felt the same way.
Um, I liked the climax, but like, I felt like the arc of like them trying to like figure out who was the like replacement, the dead one. I
Yeah.
felt like could have been a little bit longer, so we
No,
could
that's
see.
what I'm saying. I agree with that.
Yeah, that should have been like a little bit longer, so we could see like the mental stress it took on the characters more, rather than it's just
Yeah.
like, hey, this person said if we kill the dead one, the curse ends for this year. And then it's just like, all right, two people tried to kill each other. All right, that's right. Here's your conclusion.
Yeah, and I understand trying to put some of the pieces together, but throughout reading this, I don't know if it was the translation as well. Sometimes I was very confused about what were the difference between like another and the dead one and the extra one. Like a lot of those facts weren't really explained until you
They were all
finally
the
got to the end and you're like, "Oh, I guess that's how it fits
Yeah,
together."
they're like all the same. It's just
Yeah, and
like,
it's
yeah, but they had them oddly bolded and in brackets. It was weird.
Well, that's just a translation thing.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of really cool elements to the story, but I felt like they could have been upplayed so much more because a lot of them fell flat. Like the storyline we mentioned that should have gone on for longer. Like instead of like half of the entire manga being like the main character confused with his health issue, which seems really irrelevant.
Yeah.
The rest of the entire manga. Instead, they should have upplayed like the actual sleuthing of trying to figure out what the dead one and the extra one are. Like that should have been upplayed.
Honestly, they rushed this manga. They really rushed it because there wasn't enough information on the characters.
But at times, to me, Kevin, not to counteract you, it felt really slow. Like until chapter like 12, it felt really slow for me, and then it got really fast. So I think it was just parts of the story were stretched too long, and other parts were made too quick.
They just didn't have enough information on stuff, though, too.
I felt like this manga didn't quite understand the pace it was trying to set. Because it kept...
Yeah.
For me, it was like slow, fast, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow, fast.
Yeah. But, yeah, no, I agree with that.
Like, there's chapters where I would, like, zoom through it because, like, yeah, this is some information. Good, 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 good. And then the next chapter would be like, oh, they're kind of reiterating what they said last time. Another 30...
Last time on Dragon Ball Z, pretty much.
Last time on another, this person died. Let's talk about that for, like, 6 pages.
Probably longer than 6 pages.
Sometimes. So.
Yeah. Also, I spoke earlier about not understanding the point of his illness, but I think the main point of his illness was so he would get in contact with the nurse.
Yeah,
but it still felt like they talk a lot in weird detail about his illness. At least it felt that way to me.
Like after the nurse is destroyed by an elevator.
Yeah, that was sucky.
Squished like a bug.
Yeah. After that, we don't really discuss his health issue for like
ever
16 chapters until like the very end. It felt like because he passed out from the stress because his lung collapsed.
Yeah, and I mean, again, like they killed off somebody that could have given us some information, like especially we found out that May was not dead through her and that she did exist. So, like, I just feel they didn't need to kill her off. That was awful.
I think her death was kind of like unnecessary, like a necessary one for the storytelling. It's like, yeah, here, I'm giving you this load of information. Oh, I've done what I can. Bye, you got attached to me.
Alright, bye. Yep, I could see that.
So, who did you guys think the dead one was after?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I still had I did not really understand what the dead one was until we discovered what the dead one was.
Honestly, there was not enough information. Like, there wasn't... Like, we didn't know enough about the characters to even assume which one it was. And, like, they should have...
Well, I mean, the way the storyline was trying to make you think that May was the dead one.
Oh no, but she has the power to see dead people!
But you don't know that.
Yeah, but you know what? I hate May for that reason. she could have, when she heard the tape and everything and knew who it was and just kept it to herself. It's like, are you serious right now? You knew this whole time who it was. Like it's a love-hate thing. Like she's one of my favorite characters, but also I really hate what she did.
I guess for me, with her, like I thought that was a really cool thing, and that's one of the things I was upset that felt kind of flat for me, because like you don't really know that that happens until like the last chapter or second to last chapter when you finally figure out what it's for. Even though they build up her whole like eye patch and glass eye for a long time, and her taking off the eye patch, but like you don't really understand it all. Like there's no way, at least in my opinion, there's no good way to assume what that means until she tells you in like the last chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she hints at it.
She does and she doesn't. She doesn't hint at it enough for you to be like, her eye has a special like ability. She's just kind of like, yeah, it's a doll's eye. Also, my mom makes dolls.
Yeah.
Also, my mom never gave me attention because my twin sister died.
And then just like, because it's 8th grade and they mention the fact that it's 8th grade a lot, you think it's more like a self-conscious thing. At least for me, that's where I inherently go. Even though I read lots of like fantasy off the charts type manga and stuff, like my brain didn't like go to like, oh, it's obviously the doll eye that lets her see dead things. Like no, like my brain did not go there at all, and that was so interesting to me, and I was so sad that it was like the last chapter, the second to last chapter, where you get that revelation.
Now, do you guys think it should have been eighth graders? Because in my opinion, like this is a situation university students or somebody older should go through, you know?
I mean, should? I don't think anyone wants to experience traumatic murder type deaths any age. But the reason why I think in this story that it was 8th graders is because it makes a lot of their like the kids' dumb decisions or rational decisions make more sense. When you're in 8th grade, you're not the smartest and you're not the most rational kid on the block, which is why much more of this curse or whatever is expanded upon even more. It's because they're 8th graders and they don't necessarily want to like kill, or they don't know what they're doing, or they don't necessarily know how to find the dead one. Also, it's such an 8th grade cliche to like ignore someone you don't like. It's like a standard type of bullying for middle school.
Yeah.
And it's not that they didn't like it, like, or no. Frick, I lost what I was going to say. It's because I miswording. But anyway, it's not like a standardized bullying. It's everybody agreed to it, even the teachers.
Yeah, but everyone forgets in the past, so that's also something I'm still confused about because they don't really explain it. Like, how does people, like, if memories are erased, how do they know the curse is a thing?
Because
because of the class pictures at the end, I guess, I think is what it was trying to portray, is that.
But it made it seem like they had to hunt down a class photo to even confirm that fact. Like the only confirmed fact is that they knew people died, like each month.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got very confused through that part. And that's, I think, why I'm quote unquote more upset, because I thought a lot of the stuff was really interesting and cool, but it just fell flat for me.
Yeah. Like, there was a lot in the manga that you felt like. I feel like there's a lot in it that could have been improved. Art style wise, it was really nice.
You know, I don't know if I like it compared to the anime or not. I just got really confused, being like, who the hell is that character? And then when I started seeing some things, it's like, oh, okay. But there was also some things in the anime that were not included in the manga, like a few deaths and the ending. I don't remember if May was going to get killed by the other person in the manga too, if that happened. Like that one person that tried to kill May actually survives in the manga, but she dies in the anime. Just little things, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean that's common to see between all manga versus animes.
Yeah, but I mean, the anime has like so much more content and different. Like, it's different. Like,
Yeah.
I don't remember one of the people getting run over by an excavator in the manga compared to the anime.
Yeah. I don't know. It was kind of bad though. I do really like the art style of this manga, to kind of switch gears a little bit. Like it was very dramatic and it had lots of like half blacked out faces and it would zoom in on their eyes. So it was kind of like a TV drama. So it made me laugh. I thought it was really funny though. And I thought the art was really nice.
Huh.
Yeah, I preferred the manga art style because I looked up some like anime screenshots and I didn't care for how like toony the characters looked compared to their manga counterparts.
That's honestly what threw me off. Like, I was like, is this another? Like, and it's only because of how cartoony it looked in the beginning, like in the anime. But I have to admit the art style is pretty good for the manga.
Uh, it's weird that the deaths are always relatives and the students. Like, is there a connection there that leads it to affect the relatives? Is there a sequel to another?
I
Not that I know of.
I don't know. This is why like I was very confused throughout the whole thing because there are a lot of details that don't necessarily make a lot of sense. Like they're still unclear to me now.
Okay, so another is based off of a novel.
Yes.
Well, apparently there's a sequel. So if people are wanting more of another, there's a sequel.
But it's in a novel, right?
Yeah, it's in light novel form.
People don't have time to read novels. What type of ridiculous nonsense reading a novel? We reread manga, not novels.
How did you guys feel about the teacher killing himself?
Oh, that was
I felt sorry for the students. Like,
the thing. Sorry, Kevin. Go ahead.
honestly, I feel sorry for the front row students the most, where the blood would splatter all over them. And on top of that, a role like their teacher's supposed to be a role model, and to have an adult do that, it's like, really? especially when you're supposed to be there for the kids in time of need, you know?
Yeah, especially after he gave like that like speech of like, I'll be here for you, I'm gonna be your teacher, I wanna be here for you. Psych.
Yeah. Do you think he killed his mother?
He did.
Oh, he did. She was
He did.
smothered,
He
and he was
smothered
the only
her.
one taking care of her.
Yeah.
So the thing
Oh.
that bothered me about his death is like his monologue before he killed himself was like the entire opposite of what you would think before like a suicide type moment. Because he was like, I want to be your teacher. I'm here for you guys. And then he was just like, psych! Knife to the throat.
Then the curse was just like, say psych. Say psych right now.
No, the combination of like the art style where they have like the really close up zooms on their eyes and like the half shadowed out faces created some like humor moments for me during reading it, which sounds really terrible, but just the like it's all of a sudden it was like intense death scene, then it was like zoom in on the eyes.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to go.
No, you're good. It was just very funny because like Kevin and you left at the same time, so I tried to start talking to you because I didn't realize you left. And then no one responded, and I was like, okay.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello,
Okay.
hello. Welcome to your
Sorry
first
about...
shift as a night guard at Five Nights at Freddy's Restaurant and Pizzeria.
No thanks, I'm out here, I quit. You're not getting me, not this time.
Alright, we're gonna wrap up pretty soon here. Well, I want to talk about the shadow and then give our ratings.
Okay.
So, who do you guys think the shadow at the end of the manga was / is?
I feel it was, the very first person from the beginning. Like the one who started the curse.
Yeah, like,
Misaki.
Misaki's ancestor.
Not that Misaki. It wouldn't be Misaki's ancestor. It was just another person named Misaki. Because apparently anybody named Misaki gets the curse affected on them somehow, like they become the non-existent one.
I'm not sure. I don't remember that detail very much. I'm anyway. I'm pretty sure it would be like the first dead one. All right. Oh, this was another thing I want to talk about.
You
How
wanted
did
to
you
talk
guys-
about another thing?
Yes. Another thing. How did you guys feel about the like reveal of the dead one?
Honestly, I wasn't too surprised, but I also saw the anime. So I knew who it was and I knew what was coming.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it made
thought-
sense.
Sorry, Kevin.
It made sense it was her, right, personally. But it doesn't make sense to me because ants are not supposed to be affected by the curse. It made sense, but it didn't make sense because ants were like ants, uncles.
Well, she wasn't affected by the curse. She died of natural causes. She was just brought into play later
Yeah.
in the current storyline
Mm-hmm.
as the dead one. And I actually really liked that scene. Like, out of all the scenes, that was one of my like favorite ones in the manga.
It's seeing her die.
I'm not seeing her die, but having the reveal that she was already dead.
Yeah. Like how he like flashbacks through all his like memories, like oh, what?
I was here for a funeral.
Yeah. Like it like there was that part where he's talking to his dad where it's like, you've been there before, and he's like, no I haven't. You fucking crazy man, Dad. I've never been here. This is the first time ever in my life. And his dad's like, what? Do you
His
not remember?
his dad mentions nothing of
Well, yeah, because I think that was supposed to be like the curses affecting people for reminding people whose memories have been affected.
Mm-hmm.
Because after he was like, yeah, I've never been here, the dad was like, huh? And then his face was like, oh, right. Guess I misthought.
Mm-hmm. Um, I thought the dead one was gonna be Akazawa.
the main character.
No, Akazawa was the like head girl of the class who stabbed
The girl with
Mei
pigtails.
in the face.
Not Umbrella Girl.
Not Umbrella Girl.
No, the one who took over, who had a brother who hung himself.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be her because there's like there's panels where like she was like where every other character was facing towards the reader and she was turned away, or she was like blacked out with just like her eyes showing. So it felt like they were trying to be like, it's her, it's her, it's her. But I guess that was a red herring. Makes sense because her hair is red.
Yeah. I agree with that, Jake.
That's kind of Hair's.
No, okay.
All right. So, Kevin, what would you rate Another on a scale from 1 to 10?
Three and a half.
Okay, 3.5. Gabi?
Wait a second. You liked Two Hit Mother whatever more than this one?
That one actually had some like. My reasoning is this has had, like, this one barely had explanation with certain things. It left you hanging with certain things. It
But
not
the other
much
one just
character
didn't explain
development.
anything. Okay.
Gabi, what would you rate Another?
Probably a 5.
That's fair. Why would you give it a 5?
Because I thought the overall story was better than Milk Isekai, but just independently, I liked the art a lot. Honestly, it was the art that really gave me more of the rating for this time. And it also seemed to have like a plot. Even though I was confused a lot at the time with that set plot.
Yeah, I would give another 5 DJ Khaled's out of 10.
What's that even supposed to mean?
Another one.
Why do you rate it 5 out of 10, Jake?
Probably a lot of the same reasons that you gave it a 5 out of 5. The art style was actually pretty good. The story was kind of hit and miss. Like, it kept me interested, but it didn't give enough,
Yeah.
you know?
For me, I didn't really get super into it until like chapter 16.
Yeah, basically. And then, like, character-wise, it was just, like, we had 2 characters that had, like, character development. So, like, art is a 2, story is a 2, and characters is a 1. I felt like more characters could have been a little bit more fleshed out, but I see why the manga, the author didn't do that.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Because, like,
So he didn't get attached?
I think not so much that we wouldn't get attached, but, like, to make us feel like everybody is at risk.
Well, everybody is at risk. We need to social distance, Jake.
No. Alright, so we're gonna leave it up there. So next week we are going to be reading Beastars.
Are you sure about this?
Yep,
Gabi's
it's
choice.
my choice.
Oh, okay.
And then, Gabby, do you have any social medias you want to shout out?
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at showmeyourmanga.
Kevin, do you have anything you want to shout out?
I guess join Kevin's Hentai Castle.
Yeah. Join Kevin's Hentai Castle on our Discord server. And you can follow the podcast Stick It to the Manga or Sit Manga at basically everywhere. Instagram is Sit Manga Podcast. Twitter is Sit Manga. Facebook is Stick It to the Manga Podcast. Thank you, Car. I appreciate it. And yeah, follow all our socials. So thank you for tuning in. We love to see you next time. So bye bye, manga fans.
Bye.
Bye.